Well, hello my darlings, and welcome back to our channel. I am so glad you are here. Today on Danie's Designs Craftmas 2018 Day 12, I am going to show you how to create a square wreath that is filled with all the accoutrements of Christmas. Stay tuned. For this project, you will need some ribbon, any color of your choosing. You will need some floral picks as well as some flowers, any color, any design of your choosing. You will need a few pine cones, some Christmas ornaments, lots of them. You will need one of the Dollar Tree pillar candles. I have already wrapped mine in diamond wrap as well as decorated it with an ornament. You will also need one 5-inch square beveled mirror and 6 styrofoam bricks. You will also need a few popsicle sticks, and of course you will need your handy dandy tools. Let's get crafting. So the first thing we're going to do for our project is connect our 6 foam bricks together, and I'm reusing this from another project, and so this is why 4 of my bricks are already glued together. However, what I'm going to show you instead is what would become step 3 if I was doing this from scratch. To join your 2 together, you're simply going to use some hot glue to join those together, and then when I show you my popsicle technique, you will of course be able to shore up those 2 long sides in the same way. So to do this, I'm going to take my popsicle sticks and I'm going to lather it up with hot glue on both sides. Once I have placed my hot glue, I am going to stick the popsicle stick down into that foam, perhaps about halfway. I'm going to use 2 popsicle sticks simply because of the width of this styrofoam, and I'm going to do the same thing to my second popsicle stick and push it down about halfway through. Once I have done that and make sure that they are secure, I'm going to take one of my long sides and I am going to find my placement. Now, when you are finding your placement, make sure that you are also lining up your edges and your corners. So if you want to pretty much do like me and do a dry run before you put your hot glue in there to seal this up, please do so to ensure that your corners are going to meet. Once you have done that, you're going to take some hot glue, and whether you would like to place it on the space that we just made there like I did, or place your hot glue on the stick itself like we did on the other side, feel free to do so. Once you have done that, you are then going to take your hot glue gun and pipe in some hot glue to ensure that not only are your popsicle sticks glued into place, but the styrofoam itself. Once you have done that, you're going to set it aside to dry and then repeat the same process on the other side. So now that I have placed all 3 sides on, I'm going to show you how to glue down your last side. Of course, because we are gluing this into a square, it is going to be difficult to glue in our popsicle sticks in that tight space. So all you see I'm doing here is I'm taking my hot glue and I am sealing that brick to the other by streaming some hot glue into that space. When I'm finished with that, I am going to apply some pressure, and then my darlings, of course, if you are doing this at home, I would say to you, allow those 2 pieces of brick to set together. But in the essence of time, I'm going to show you what I did. And what I did was I took my popsicle stick, that one went askew and it came through on the other side, so I'm going to move it. I took my popsicle stick and I made a space for it to go in. And so with this popsicle stick, I'm going to add some glue to it as well. And then I'm going to push this popsicle stick all the way down into that styrofoam using my scissors or any tool that you have to give you the leverage to do so. Okay, to make sure that this is secured, I'm going to repeat the same step with a second popsicle stick by placing some glue on that slit, bathing my popsicle stick with hot glue, and then embedding it into that styrofoam using a tool to push it down all the way in. And that should give us the security that we need on that last brick. So here we have the base of our wreath that has been dried, and that glue as well as those popsicle sticks have been set into place. And what we're going to do now to cover up the mechanism of our wreath is we are going to cover it in ribbon. Now I took lengths of this ribbon off of the spool so that I will not have difficulty running that spool throughout the middle as I go. And I took off enough of it maybe to get me halfway through, or maybe I was gonna say 2/4 of the way, which is halfway, or 3/4 of the way through. But even if I don't, of course the roll is still there and I can go back and take off lengths as I need them to. Now when I lay my ribbon, I'm going to be doing so by pulling tightly and then by overlapping as we go. I'm going to be using my hot glue sparingly during this step simply because the ribbon I am using has a wired edge, and so that wired edge is going to help it to stay in place. I would suggest placing some hot glue in very strategic places just to be sure that that ribbon is going to be set in place. And once, my darlings, you have found your rhythm with this step, before you know it, your entire wreath will be covered. Here is our wreath that we have covered all the way around with our ribbon. And what I did in the back to pull in some of those tucks that I got from going around the corners was place some ribbon in a square to cover all of that up. And additionally, I added my handle in pretty much the same way that I did with my ribbon, just by tucking it, sealing it, and adding that excess. Now we are ready to start to lay our ornaments, which of course is going to be the fun part. And to do this, all we're going to do is build up our wreath with our hot glue gun and layering our ornaments as we go. Now again, remember, my darlings, even though our ornaments are plastic, they're covered in metallic paint or glitter, and metallic paint and glitter are metallic in nature, and so they are going to conduct heat. This is why you're seeing, even though I'm placing my hot glue and a few seconds have passed, those ornaments are still moving around because that hot glue has not yet dried. And so this is going to take you a few moments to lay your ornaments, apply some pressure, lay some more ornaments, apply some pressure, and allow that glue to set under those ornaments. Once you have placed your first layer of ornaments, both big and small, making sure not to take up too much space, center, middle, at the bottom, then you will be able to go in with your smaller ornaments and layer and build them up to make that 3-dimensional effect. So here is our wreath that we have built up thus far. And if you notice down in the middle portion, I have left a lot of space. Those ornaments have been placed there very sparingly. The reason why I did that is because I wanted to leave a space in the middle for my mirror upon which my pillar candle is going to stand. Sit in that empty space. So you want to make sure that you're leaving the space to receive that mirror, as well as you want to make sure that you're taking off any of those felt pieces just to ensure that that mirror is going to sit flat where you place it. Once you have placed your mirror onto your wreath with your hot glue, you are going to hold it in place. Again, glass carries heat, so it's going to take some time for that mirror to set, and you are going to allow it to dry. Now, what I'm going to do in the two opposing corners to that mirror, the two opposite corners, I'm going to place two of my picks, which will take up the rest of the space that is there. And to do this, I'm simply going to push my pick in. But of course, I'm having difficulty doing this because one, I think my pick is too long and is being hindered by the popsicle sticks. And two, I have to push through all of those layers of ribbon as well as the styrofoam itself. So I am going to complete that off camera. And then when I come back, I'm going to show you how we are going to finish this process by adding some more bits and pieces to our wreath. Here is our wreath thus far, and as you can see, I took the liberty and I built up the sides of my wreath with some additional ornaments as well as underneath that mirror, and I was able to, using a lot of elbow grease, push those picks in that are on top as well as besides our candle. Now what I'm going to do to finish this off is simply take a pine cone, and I'm going to place some hot glue on the bottom of that pine cone, and this pine cone is going to seal our wreath and is going to be the finishing touch that we need to complete this wreath with the other two pine cones that I have added, as well as the Jingle Bells using nylon or invisible thread. So I am going to clean this up, hang it on my door, and come back to show you what our finished project looks like. Well, here you have it, my darlings, our square wreath with Jingle Bells. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? I look at this piece, and if I were not already in the Christmas spirit, this piece would get me there instantly. The vibrant colors of your golds and your reds and your greens, coupled with the pine cones and the frosted berries, just screams out loud to me, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. If I had to choose a favorite part of this project, it would not be a part in and of itself, but it would have to be the colors that we have put together today, my darlings. This piece is absolutely stunning, and not only did we create it, but we created it on a budget. And so if you have found any value in this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as leave me a comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. How do you plan on incorporating this into your decor this holiday season? What color scheme would you use? And if you're using a specific color scheme, share with us if this is the color scheme that you're going to be using for all of your decor this holiday season. Well, to my Dani's darlings, I just would like to say to you, thank you as usual. And as always, I'm quite sure you guys could say this right along with me, but seriously, for all of your love, your comments, your questions, your feedback, and most importantly, for your encouragement, please know that none of it is wasted, and I appreciate each and every one of you. To those of you who may not yet be Dani's darlings, however, but who may have stumbled across our channel today, kindly be sure to subscribe to our channel to become a part of this glorious DIY community where we craft with and learn from each other on a weekly, albeit however daily basis this Craftmas season. And if you do, also be sure to ring the notification bell to be aware of whenever any of our videos have been published, as well as whenever we go live as a community. So my darlings, before I sign off from today's video, day 12 of Dani's Designs Craftmas 2018, I am going to leave you with the motto to our channel, which is simply this. Say it with me. Why buy when you can DIY? And so, my darlings, my loves, until next time, which is tomorrow, Dani's Designs Craftmas 2018 day 13, I say to you, please, please, please take care of yourselves for me. Know that I love you all. Bye now.